Evening, everyone. This is Curlon, back for another Battle for Midway night. Tonight it's going to be 228's Death from Above squad versus Aces Wild, Division 3 matchup. So, based on the last match, been doing a little homework. Let's see if we can do things a little better than last time. For starters, I am recording the stream. I do intend to show mech builds, but I'll check that off if I actually pull it off. I have spectator controls in front of me. I've actually practiced them a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm any good. Try not to hide the stream. We can do that. I'm only streaming one set of matches tonight, so no worries there. Stream delay, you'll note, is 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes. Turn camera on and do Fortnite dances. Okay, you get a camera. For now, I'm not doing Fortnite dances. Lower game volume, turn off microphone. I've done that, but let me know if you need more. Get the camera in the action more. Well, we'll see how I do on that. Stream the tournament web page. Well, I shouldn't get banned for that. I'm going to mark that as fixed, and you'll see why in a bit. Don't camp spot with the camera. Think that really belongs up there. Talk more. We'll see how we do. Hype. See how I do. We'll see how I do here on these items. Again, it's going to be stuff that I'll pop up as the evening goes on. Match is scheduled to start at 9:30 Eastern Time. It's approximately 9:15 now, so we've got a little bit of time. Let's start out by looking at other matches that are going to be potentially coming up. So tonight we've got 79th Raptor Talons versus Barnyard Circus at 10. Should be interesting. Again, I'm not hiding the stream, so we will not be shifting away to watch that. Howdy, RJ. Tomorrow, Mercstar versus Cameron's Highlanders. Saturday, whole bunch of matches. Sunday, we've got a match. So, busy weekend. Results that have been submitted so far. No big surprises here. Last big match being Imperial versus 228 Swamp Foxes. Interesting that they're not showing the points for that match. So, the teams are going to be watching tonight. 228, Death from Above. You got Seabiscuit, Pickle Rick, Seneschal, Lawrence Elsa, Stranger Come Knocking, Baron Kaneda Kell, TG Clerics, Bombing Jupiter, Vipes, Decoy the Dad, RJ Base, Nuclear Weapon. Played with a few of these guys. RJ, everyone should know. If you've got time tomorrow, RJ is going to be doing a charity stream, raising money for, I believe, Breast Cancer Foundation. Hit up his stream tomorrow, throw money at him. The opposing team pulling the away slot this time around. Ace is wild. We've got Tamarin, Alex, Big Jim Jack, Callan, Noxon, not Bob. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Darth Vitale, and the Blood Eagle. I'm familiar with Aces Wild. This is where I'm horrible. I don't know any of those names off the top of my head. So, no idea what to expect out of them. Tonight's matches are going to be on Drops 1 and 2, Mining Collective. Drops 3 and 4, Grim Plexus. And then for the final drop, they get to choose between Polar Highlands, Frozen City, or Alpine Peaks. So let's look at the maps. So, Mining Collective. Oh, and thank you for the follow, RJ. Mining Collective, I like this map. Battle tends to turn into a brawl around Theta. This is a tough map to do zone control on with only 6 players aside. I'm expecting brawl at Theta, but we've also been seeing other teams like EMP doing goofy stuff like bringing LRMs on unexpected maps, so who knows what the two teams are going to pull out. That'll be drops 1 and 2. 3 and 4, we move to Grim Plexus. This is a map where I think point control can be a viable tactic. Generally in public play, most groups tend to end up having a skirmish around here. But I think this is a map where you can decide that you're going to do Kappa and Sigma control, for example, if you're Team 2. And pull it off. You'll have time to get your forces back together and decide where you're going to try and do Overwatch from. We may see this one turn into an actual conquest battle. Or we get brawl in the middle. Who knows? We'll see if they surprise me. So far, I'm 0 for however many matches I tried to call last time on predicting strategies. See if I maintain that streak. And the final drop is going to be Polar, Frozen, or Alpine Peaks. So far, watching other groups play, it's been Polar every time, which kind of surprises me. That's a big map to run around with just 6 mechs, and you've got to bring tonnage. But just to see what they're looking at, if they choose it, that's a lot of area. Again, this would be a map where I'd potentially expect point control and making it a conquest match, but could turn into a brawl, could turn into a slaughter if one side thinks they're going to do a brawl and the other side thinks they're good enough with LRM and distance weapons to pick them off before they get into smash face range. Again, I'm horrible at calling them, so we'll see what happens. Oh, and RJ's corrected me. I've been horrible this week keeping track of what day of the week it is. RJ's charity stream is Saturday, not Friday. So if you show up Friday expecting the charity stream, he'll probably take your money, but the official push is going to be Saturday. Sorry, RJ. Now, at the moment now, just waiting for teams to show up, lobby to form up, and we will get this underway. The exciting part of competitive play. Herding squirrels. Okay. Lobby is slowly going together. So while we're waiting, I know who RJ's rooting for. Who are the rest of you rooting for? 228 or Ace is Wild? Yes, this stream is just nuts, nuclear weapon. Totally crazy. And defunct, nothing's happened yet. We haven't actually started. Progress has been made. I'm in lobby. And just to minimize confusion, let's get some scores up. So far, no matches played, so the scores are 0-0. In case anyone missed that in chat, this is a unofficial pirate stream, not official MRBC. So as such, I don't have all the fun giveaways like they do. All I've got is my apparently interesting voice, as I've been told on VoIP in matches lately. Don't know what to think of that. And my stellar commentary. So why is everyone here again? "9:30 start time. We're 2 minutes past, and both sides have 5 players in the lobby, so I'm going to say that this is actually a strong start. And no co-caster yet, Captain Judas. I'm going to see if I get through this stream with my sanity intact. And if so, then I'll talk to some people about co-casting. Apparently some people are interested in doing it. To be honest, my big thing is I'm still getting used to the whole idea of talking to myself at the moment. actually having to interact with others, that's a whole other step that I got to make sure I'm ready for. Still just waiting for both sides to get all their guys in. While we're waiting for that, just so everyone knows who we're dealing with tonight, again, here's 228's roster. And for comparison, here's who Aces Wild is potentially fielding. Two to eight is locked in. Aces Wild has 6 members in the room. I do believe it's about to be go time. I see green lights on both sides. Map is loading. And here we go.
Command coming in.
So, 228's fielding Kit Fox, Mad Dog, 2 Huntsmen, second Kit Fox, and a 3rd Huntsman. Meanwhile, Aces Wild, 3 linebackers, Assassin and Piranha. If this doesn't scream big nasty brawl, I don't know what does. Two to eight's Kit Fox is moving in. They avoided the direct path, but everyone's filtering into Theta. Aces Wild gets here first. 228 is getting the back cap. Aces Wild ignored the cap despite having the top early. So we're going to skirmish on the side of Theta. We don't see 228 sticking around for that. Not a good position to try and be strong from. Wow, I missed that. Seneschal got an early kill up on top of Theta. Not Bob is getting surrounded. Ron is going to distract him a little bit, but this is just a big old fight up on Theta.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Big Jim is now facing 3-on-1. Meanwhile, Kid Fock versus Assassin. Doesn't go well for the Assassin. 228 is just romping in this brawl. I've successfully had the camera at the wrong place every freaking time.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical
That was a
benefits.
quick and nasty brawl. Again, no one cares about my stats. The final stats, and yeah, Piranhas just did not get a chance to be effective for Aces Wild. And the damage scores really show 228 was able to be in the right place at the right time and put the damage down. So, first match goes to 228 with 5 kills. Aces Wild managed to get a solitary kill. And while I was looking at scores, they've already mostly switched up sides. Just got a couple of players left, so we should be able to get this next match on quickly. I see 6 on 228 side, 7 on Aces Wild, so and we've got 1 disco. But this next match should be underway quickly. And nice to see the screenshot rotation is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So we'll skip that for now. I'll go to the whiteboard because it's a little easier to read the scores. And speaking of offers for co-casting, Captain Judas is offering up. Much appreciated. Also need to update because this is going to be drop 2, so we're going to flip sides. Aces Wild has locked. RJ's got the right idea in chat. He's screaming for 228. The only thing I've seen for Aces Wild so far is Captain Judas noting that they're nice guys. Come on, there's got to be some Aces Wild fans in chat. Make some noise. And let's get the next match underway.
command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point.
We got a
Any
couple
hostiles that get in
assassins,
your way.
3 bushwhackers, and an Arctic cheetah on Ace's wild side. That screams brawly to me. (228) Warhammer, Arctic cheetah, bushwhacker, piranha, Irby, and a mad dog. Ace's wild, sending 1 contingent to Theta.
Resource point Theta is ours.
The assassin quickly determined that is not a good Alright. Streaks. Ace's wild is at the top. 228 is hanging back.
They have resource point Gamma.
Pick him off a bit from distance. Each has 1 cap. Points are slightly in Ace's favor, but nothing significant. And here comes 228. Streaks and SRMs. Kills are coming quick. 2 kills to 1 for 228. Not Bob is probably going to be the next to go. Yep. It's 3 on 5, 228's favor. Aces takes out the Warhammer though. Four on 2. Tamerlan didn't survive that 2-on-1 fight. Bushwhacker now has to face 3-on-1. And that's it. 228 with a very strong brawl push.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
They now have both cap points. It'll be just a moment before the game realizes that it's all done. Aces just doesn't have an answer at the moment for that brawl push.
Enough resources. We've failed.
So this time, Aces was able to put more damage on the table. Alex, in particular, with a very strong showing, 735 damage. Damage on the 228 side, very evenly spread. Again, Aces just couldn't quite meet the 228 brawl. So it'll be interesting to see if they change up the strategy on Grim Plexus, where they've got a few more options available. And yes, I've got to update the bot. He still says it's 10 minutes. It's not, I promise. I suspect they're going to have everything sorted fairly quickly, but I'm going to bring up the upcoming map anyways. So this is where we're going next. So far in Mining Collective, we saw 2 big scrums in the center on Theta. On Grim, with 3 cap rules, Theta is not a valid cap point. It also doesn't tend to be a popular place to brawl, because when you're down in that little valley here, you're just open to fire from too many convenient spots, like over here and over here, while you've got no cover to run to. So I don't think the battle's going to end up there. Yep, a little confusion as to who's on which side. Get the scores updated. And it looks like we're going to be ready to go fairly quick. So, my wild and usually wrong guess is the battle is going to be a brawl in this region. I'll leave it drawn on there so we can see just how wrong I am when they actually drop. Once again, 228 is just about ready to rock right out of the gate. Aces Wild is getting themselves sorted. And there we go, little Aces Wild love in chat. Aces Wild is just finishing their adjustments. And I'm thinking, based on drop positions, my guess is wrong. But we'll see what happens. Okay, Aces Wild has locked in. Two to 8 is locked in. Good lucks have been thrown out in chat. We're loading the map. RJ is being friendly. Nuclear weapon is being salty in a good-natured way. Welcome to MRBC. That's the sound for the dropships.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Alright, let's go see what 228 is up to. Battlemaster, Hammer, Supernova, Awesome, Piranha, Trebuchet. They could be playing the range game. Meanwhile, Aces Wild's got a Hunchback 2C, Arctic Cheetah, Dragon, Thunderbolt, and a pair of Mad Cats. I think they're looking for the brawl. Here's the mass of 228 coming out of their
Enemy
drop.
forces have Sigma.
They're picking up Sigma. Meanwhile, Ace is Wild. They're picking up their back cap. Ace is Wild, or 228, sorry, is making the march towards Theta. Ace is Wild, meanwhile, bulk of their squad's actually going to Kappa. I think they're going to try for a flank and use some of their distance capability.
We have
Now
Gamma.
that said, it looks like 228 is half expecting something. They are slowly setting up on the hill, getting good overwatch towards Theta region. Strangers looking in the right
Command
direction.
confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
So, let's watch us, and there you can see Seabiscuit, Seneschal, RJ base. They now know where it's coming from. Strikes have gone out on Kappa. That is not long-range weaponry. Six ER large. Nope, they are looking to trade. Seneschal, 4 ER large. RJ. This is awfully convenient, you guys walking up so I can show off your build-outs. And Nuclear's next in line. Using the new meta with the triple PPCs now that it's allowed by quirks. So, to continue the history of me getting it wrong, 228 has set up for range trading. Meanwhile, let's go see what Aces is up to. Ultra AC5s, Ultra AC10s. Same build. Ultra AC2. So, they're capable of some distance. Noxon. 7 medium pulse. He wants to be in someone's face. Meanwhile, Piranha has come up to feel things out. 228 is pushing down off the hill, but they're not making a direct approach. They want to come in from the back. Aces Wild is anticipating. 228 has changed their mind. They are going to make the straight front push. Let's see what they're looking at. Yeah, they have to go down a narrow slot to get in, which from Aces Wild's perspective, they're going to have a while to pick them off and have cover to work between while 228 is stuck in that valley. Alaram's coming in on Big Jack. Piranha got the Mad Cat's attention. That's going to be a bad idea. By pulling that Mad Cat off, 228 might be able to pounce. Dragon's going to come in to help. Fu with the Hunchback getting back shots on Seabiscuit, but apparently not getting that much damage out of him. Seneschal taking a beating. Nuclear Weapon taking a beating, and this strike is going to hurt. That hurt both of them. Hunchback down. Piranha finished him off after the strike opened him up. 228 pulling back into a ball. Aces Wild. A little more spread apart. Strike. Nails Alex. So a little overhead. 228 using that hill to set up high. Piranha trying to get some shots, but is just about lunged himself down to 38%. Everything's going to be open on him. Seneschal stepping forward and is paying for it. Alex is hurting. Seabiscuit finishes him off. Seabiscuit is about to drop and goes. This is actually fairly even brawl. 228 is down 1. 4 on 3. Big Jack. Is he out of weapons? Oh, he's lost his weapons arm. So Aces is actually only got 3 effective players. Down to the awesome for 228. Ace is wild as Nuclear's not going down without a fight. And Aces pulls it off. Well played. Not Bob doing serious work in that Mad Cat. 1,033 damage. And 3 kills. He did some serious work for Aces. On 228's side, Seabiscuit and Stranger Come Knocking and Nuclear Weapon were the primary hitters, although the damage spread was fairly even across the board. So as I said, I get this wrong. And let's look at the map strat to show just how bad I got it. I called for the match to be a brawl over here. Instead, Aces set up a Kappa and drew 228 into a fight there. 228 was set up for distance trading, but they only had the 1 lane of fire down into Kappa. I think they got a little impatient and pushed in. And I think Ace's builds were slightly more heat efficient, allowed them to survive the brawl within appropriate builds better than 228. Good match. Update the scores and realize I got the kill counts wrong earlier. Two to eight has locked in. Drop 4. We're going to see how 228 responds to that. Ace's Wild has locked. We're loading. These guys are on it tonight as far as getting their sides sorted and in position quickly. Meanwhile, you wait for Div 1 and Div 2 teams to spend a half hour doing that. Alright, get some altitude. And here we go. Bar 228.
Man coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop
Nightstar,
any
Raven,
hostiles
Mistlink,
that get in your way.
Supernova, Warhawk, Summoner versus a pair of Warhammers, Arctic Cheetah, Summoner, Warhawk, and a Hellbringer. So seeing some good variation. Aces Wild already making a big move with most of their mass to the back to Kappa. Sending one unit off to tag Sigma. That's going to give them 2 points. 2 to 8. Again, bulk of their team coming up the middle. Looking to get into the buildings. We've got 1 unit at Kappa. We're going to go see what happens here when that mislinks.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Meets Aces Wild.
We have Gamma.
Let's look at this
Command
from his
confirming that
perspective.
we have possession of Kappa.
So you're sitting here doing ring around the cap point. At what point does he realize this is not what he wants it to be? This is where I need the Jaws theme. And Summoner shows up, but Lawrence didn't see him. There's the cap, and... oh, 3. Okay, finally, PPC volley hits. 80%. He lost a lot of his mech, making that cap. But, at the moment, 2 to 8 has 2 caps to 1. And 2 to 8 from the buildings has line of sight into Kappa. Aces is going to flip Kappa. They're sticking around. They're going to commit to Kappa. Ineffective strike from 228.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Let's go see how they've set up. Yep, and they're just ignoring the Aces light over by Sigma, who's just kind of parked at the moment. So, PPC and large laser trading at the moment. Now, 228 again is on the move. Aces is basically setting up the same way they were before. Actually, Aces is pushing out of Kappa. Incoming strike. Scores a little bit. Once again, I've got the camera in the wrong place. So, Ace's Cheetah, we're gonna go up here and take a look, caught their mislinks, and is now taking backs. He's got nuclear weapon turned. Seabiscuit and the Raven. He's got them all turned now. But unfortunately, Aces is too far behind cover to capitalize on this. They could be getting some beautiful back shots. Meanwhile, Tamerlane is taking the heat of the full squad. Aces Wild have left Kappa. They're coming up from the other side. Tamerlane is beat up hard, but not retreating from this. He's down. Did get a UAV up. Meanwhile, Aces have come out of Kappa on the other side and are pushing up in a line. to 228's hill. 228 is aware, setting up. Seneschal takes the opening volleys as Aces tries to focus on him. Nuclear with some pop-tarting. Strikes are out. Big Jim's taking a bit. Strike just misses. Again, Aces is really going after Seneschal. They smell blood with him down to 60% and they nail him. Little bit of back damage there from Alex on Blood Eagle. Strike comes just short. Stranger Comes Knocking for 228 is the next target Aces is going after. They've got him down to 58. 44. Lost an arm. There's a 4-on-1. Not much you can do about that. Meanwhile, RJ has gotten into the back of him. Slowly poking away at Not Bob's Warhawk. Not Bob's refusing to turn around, instead continuing on the focus fire. Nuclear Weapon is the next target, down to 38 in his summoner. Not going to survive this long. And again, that focus fire is deadly as Aces turns around on RJ. RJ manages to take out Big Jim Jack. Aces is hurting. RJ is relatively fresh. Gets Blood Eagle. Now looking really his best target. He's now in the middle of them. Burning armor to back up, and Minoxin gets him. 3-on-1. You did good to hold on that long. Meanwhile, 228 still does have a cap lead. Or has 2 points to Aces 1. They don't have a ticket lead yet. Seabiscuit doing what he can from a distance in his Raven. He's relatively fresh. Basically, his job is to draw this out and hope. Strike on Seabiscuit. Artillery rather than airstrike. So I had a chance. Now, is he going to recognize that Not Bob is really hurting and go after him? No, he's playing defensive. Minimizing exposure. He's going to work his way back to Gamma. So, Ace's Warhammer's taking the long way around to Sigma. He's going to flip that cap point. Ticket count is now in 228's lead, but it's 3 mechs to 1. Got a Warhawk and a Hellbringer stalking the Raven. Seabiscuit leads them on a lovely little strolling tour of Grim Plexus. They think he's over there. He's managed to successfully juke them. Now, is he going to get Kappa and make this a 3-cap? Aces needs to start paying attention to caps. Now, I bet there's some discussion going on in the Aces comms right now. Do they go to Gamma, or do they go and try and find Seabiscuit? Decision made, and I think I agree with this one. Go to Gamma, decap it. Alex is going to decap Sigma. That's going to put things back on a 2-to-1 cap point lead for Aces and put the pressure on Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit, meanwhile, is going to get Kappa. This is not going to be enough for him.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
So let's go take a look at Kappa. What shape is Seabiscuit in?
Command
Thanks,
confirming that
MWO.
we have possession of Kappa.
There we go. No open components on the Raven, but cap point
They
lead
have resource point Gamma.
is now back to Ace's favor. Does he go for Sigma? Well, he's making his way back to Gamma. That's going to be a 2-to-1 fight. Meanwhile, Alex is just camping on Sigma. I think the decision's been made that he's going to own that spot no matter what. And leave not Bob and Minoxen to deal with Seabiscuit. And they're going to hold Gamma. So Seabiscuit, he doesn't have a choice. He has to pick one cap point or the other. He cannot just sit back. That ticket lead's going to flip before we get to 600 tickets. And it looks like he's choosing the 2-on-1 option. So let's go get set up at Gamma for his arrival. So
We've
Minoxen,
gathered enough resources. This triumph
Well,
will provide us huge tax
timeout.
benefits.
So wasn't going to be a 2-on-1. I wasn't even paying attention to the clock. Battle for Midway matches have a shorter clock for that reason. Two to 8 just squeezed that one out. And that's why you pay attention to points and the clock. So, if I'm doing math correctly, that should put us on drop 5. We'll see what map they choose. They've mostly got themselves swapped in the lobby. Both sides have 6 players, so that's good. Just waiting for them to figure out where they want to drop from, what the map's going to be, and we'll roll. Meanwhile, what we got going on in chat? B8R, thank you for the follow. 228 has locked in their team. Don't get too salty in chat, guys. Yeah, put that up too soon. Both sides are locked. Map is going to be Alpine Peaks. But I'm not going to get a chance to preview it for you because we're already loading the map. So I have not actually seen Alpine played yet in this season of Battle for Midway, in the matches I've observed. For those keeping track, your valid cap points are Epsilon, Gamma, and Kappa.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Alright, let's show Ace's Wild first, because I'm right here. Battlemaster, Mad Cat, Hammer, Battlemaster, Warhawk, Wolfhound. Let's see if we can figure out what they're packing. 4 large lasers, 4 ERPPCs,
We have gained
large pulse,
Epsilon.
medium laser, ER larges, Gauss, and what's in the Wolfhound?
Kappa is under enemy control.
Wolfhound is 6 medium lasers. Meanwhile, 228, if I can learn to drive. Heavy, large, and machine gun Shadowcat for Pickle Rick. Medium pulse. Ultra AC5, Ultra AC10. Ultra AC5, Ultra AC10. Gauss and large. And LRMs. Alright. 228 setting up on the hill. Aces have set up on the opposite hill. I believe that's Tamerlane and the Wolfhound. Yep. Doing light things, going off, see what he can poke from the side. I don't know if he realizes that there's going to be LRMs. It's interesting to see most of 228 had AMS. That's some light peeky pokey. No real big damage, mostly just messing up people's paint jobs. They're knocking off bolt-ons if they had any. Wait a minute.
We have Gamma.
Just realized my HUD is messed up. I do not have... There we go. .228 with a 2 cap point lead. Ace is 1. They're now pushing down. They're gonna grab Kappa. while Aces goes to grab Epsilon. So this is going to be a peeky pokey cap game. Wolfhound a little exposed, but at this distance, LRMs really aren't going to be an issue. Aces safely on top of the hill. They've got a whole bunch of mass between them and
Command confirming
228.
that we have
Nuclear weapon
possession of Kappa.
on the poor side of the trades a
They've
little
taken
bit,
Epsilon.
but no real damage. Seneschal. I don't think that strike will reach. Maybe peeking a little too much. Oh, the strike does just catch him. And here come the LRMs from Baron Canada Kell. Bob peeked at the wrong time. I think someone's strike hit invisible terrain they weren't expecting. That was not where Aces expected that strike to go. Aces has the high ground. Another strike incoming. Again. Oh, nope. That one landed on target. Artillery strike landed on target. Hit the Mad Cat. Aces is no longer interested in being king of the hill. 228. Coming around the side. LRMs continue to rain. Minoxin in his Battlemaster get beat up. Down to 40%. He's about to pop. And down. 228 rotating around, or rotating to the top while Aces rotates around to the bottom. Now Aces has the high, or 228 has the high ground. Blood Eagle about ready to pop. And down. Not Bob is the next target.
They have resource point Gamma.
228 has good control at this point. Not Bob is gone. Leaves Aces with 2 mechs left. Alex is 5-on-1. Nothing he could do. For Aces, that leaves Tamerlan, the Lonely Wolfhound. They have 2-to-1 cap point, but it'll be a minute before they have a ticket lead. And meanwhile, 228 still has a full complement of mechs. Let's look at this from Tamerlan's point of view.
We've already gained a quarter of the resources. Keep it up. The enemy is at 25%.
As you can see, 228 is getting that other cap point. A little bravado from Tamerlan there. .228 responds appropriately.
New target.
And Wolfhound gets into a pocket of them. This is 3-on-1. This won't last long. Back is opened up, and that's it.
Enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefit.
Well played, gentlemen. So 228 6 O's. Aces on the final drop. I don't know whether to be pleased or ashamed. Baron dropping nearly 600 damage with his LRM mech. So, update the scores. 4-1, 2-8 wins the match. Wasn't a complete wipe, however. Aces put up a good fight, including one match that was ultimately decided by the clock. So that's it for this evening's match. Twitch should have this on demand shortly, and if not, I will be uploading it to YouTube also. Thank you everyone who came out. Thank you for the follows from Bombing Jupiter and Just Call Me Ash. This has been another Pirate Battle for Midway radio stream. Thank you guys again for letting me do this. Entertaining as all hell to watch, even if I have no idea what the hell I'm saying half the time. Stay tuned to here and the official MRBC League Twitch stream for more matches. Jump on Discord if you want to chat with the teams or get more info. I will catch you all later.